What's going on, guys? Curtis, ThatTurboDakota. So I was trying to figure out how to structure this video. It's Thursday now, so last Saturday night we hit the first test and tune for the truck with all these changes that you guys have seen in a handful of videos that I've been putting out. You know, suspension, Holly, no real power changes per se. Just again, you know, engine management and the suspension stuff we did, and the struggle with the trans and all that fun stuff. So what you're going to see in this video is 5 different passes that I made. And I think what I'm going to do is let you watch the pass, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the data log on the Holly and some of my notes and how I kind of structure that, just to, you know, log everything and figure out where I am, you know, with that particular pass on in the time slips. We're going to look at the time slips too. So enjoy. So as you can already tell, I took this thing out and put a brand new set of Mickeys on it. Tonight's Friday night. Tomorrow night we're gonna hit a test and tune. Sorry about the background noise. I just got this thing back. Got on the street, just checking things, looking everything over. Everything looks really good. So next shot you guys are gonna see, we're gonna be at the track. Enjoy. All right, guys, you can hear me. Getting ready for the first pass. We'll talk about some more of the settings I use later. Tire pressure set, tune-ups in the bad boy. Let's get ready to do this. So let's talk about the first pass. I'm going to show you how I do what I've learned to do. First and foremost, I keep this composition book in the truck. And if you look at it, it's got the date. Then it has my shock settings for the front and the rear, right? Pass number 1, my tire pressure, what the 60 foot was. Now, so that's that. Now, I'm gonna give you a shot of the time slip, and we are on the right, we're 906. So it was a 168, and really right now, the only thing I'm concerned with is the 60 on that first pass. Sorry, so everybody can see that. So that was, I did run out the back, 11.4 at 117. I don't want 6.8. Now, as far as how I do this in the Holly, what you're going to see here is the data log from pass number 1. So the green line right here is a throttle position. So we're going to zoom in here. And you can see the gear changes, first, second, third, right there. So what I do is, first thing, we're going to go to third gear. And that's what third gear is 1-to-1, so that's what I'm taking my reading. So, you know, this first pass was really all about data. So if you can see there, CL comp, so we're in 2%, and now as I move this slider across the screen, you can see the RPM raise. So what we're doing is graphing out. So it was pulling just a couple percent. So for my first time out at this level, in fact, let's go see what it is. I've got drag race right here. So if you look down boost PIG, so that was only on 8 pounds running out the back. Whoops. I'm sorry. Yeah, just 8 pounds. 8 pounds of boost running out the back. Air fuels look good. Everything looked pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy. So let's see. So here's right here what that line is. That indicates the trans brake. So you can actually see when I let go of the button, that blue line goes straight down. And again, then you see first, second, and third. So we'll look at that. So what we can tell is if I click on the red line, RPM, so up on the brake, I think the target was about 3,600, which is tiptoeing right around 3,600. And then if you look there, 6 pounds of dome. So we are launching the truck on 5.5, 6 PSI, so it launched on at 3,600. It was a real conservative, what I consider a conservative boost curve. Now remember, we're doing boost versus time, so I'll go in here, we're going to show you this too. Dakota cow. So what I do is every pass I do a new data log, or I'm sorry, a new tune, so I copy and paste them over. So we got the pass 1, go up here to the turbo, click on that. Boost first time. So this is what we're doing. This is how I had it broken down. So the bottom line is in seconds, right? And then the top liner here is dome pressure. So you can see at 0.2 seconds, I'm sorry, at 0 seconds, which was 6 PSI of dome pressure. So remember, that's dome pressure, which equated to 5.5, 6 PSI of actual boost pressure. So you can see if you count here, so we'll go up here, I'll click up here, and we're gonna count them off. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 second, 1.2, 1.4, 1.8. So we weren't ramping all the boost in until almost 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds out. So I consider that a lazy curve. And again, and the reason why I did that is I'm just feeling it out. This is the first time I've used boost versus time with CO2 dome. So that's not aggressive at all. Again, and that reflects that 1.68 60 foot. So after we saw that stuff, now that we saw that stuff, let's go to pass number 2. Pass number 2. Pass number 2, we added 2 clicks of rebound to the front. Then we're leaving at 3,800. We pulled a 165. So again, remember, we're 906. So 165, 11.3 at 118, and I'll talk about that in a second. Notice we mile an hour just a tad higher. So let's come back up here again to the boost curve, right? So we're still launching the truck on 6 pounds of dome. We'll start up here. So right, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 second, 120, 140. So by this time we brought it in just a hair sooner. And obviously, that 1.65 is a direct reflection because we still planted the tires on a lower, but we brought the boost in sooner. And this time, let's see, 14 pounds of dome. So I believe the last one was 12. So we went to 12 to 14, and I'd like to show you that here. So again, look, pass number 2. Here we go again. So again, I always look at third gear, which is 1 to 1. So third gear, so if you look at boost PSIG, so that time, about 9 pounds. So that was 9 pounds on 14. So obviously that's why we mod hour just a hair higher, and we brought the boost in sooner, so it's 60 foot a little bit sooner. So again, just want to explain that stuff. So let's go to pass 3. So 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 were washes. They both spun the tires on the hit. So let's look at our shock settings. So rear shocks. Remember, we're separating suspension, so the rebound, the compression is always going to be higher than the rebound. So the compression is 15 clicks. The rebound was 13. Now keep in mind that our rebound on the first 2 pass was 8. So what we did is we slowed that down. When we slowed that separation down, it caused the truck to spin. So we definitely learned our lesson there. And then pass number 4, we loosened the compression up on number 4. So the rebound. So the rebound's back down to 5. So we were letting it open up a little bit faster again. Compression's still at 15. The front settings are still the same, but we spun again. So pass number 3, we actually turned the boost up. Not only did we turn the boost up, we left on a 6.5 pounds of dome, which was just a little bit more boost. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 second. So as you can tell, is we brought the boost in sooner. So the combination between slower separation in the back and bringing the boost in sooner on pass 3 allowed us to blow the tires off of it. So let's look at number 4. Okay, so this is in tune number 4. Like I said, I save each individual one so we can go back and we can review it. So this one, still launching on that 6.5 dome, which probably is like close to 6 psi, right? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 second, 1.2. So 1.2 seconds again, we're at 16.5. So fairly quick ramp on that one. It was 3,800 RPM. Now on this particular one, might have brought the boost in too hard again. Remember, we were on a testing tune. This is not radio prep. We are running on a radial tire. That might have had a lot to do with it. Sometimes if it rebounds, if it separates too fast, you actually bounce the tire like a basketball. And if you pay attention, it's something I've been fighting. I've been fighting two things. Bounce the tire like a basketball on the front end coming up too quick. And as you can see on pass 3 and 4, something I did to the front was tighten the rebound as tight as it'll go. And the front end is actually rising too fast. So that's something new. So we're definitely gonna have to get these shocks revalved. There's no doubt about that, but we're really not even throwing a bunch of power to it before we take off. So again, 3 and 4, wash, wash. Let's go number 5, final pass. Okay guys, so here's the thing about pass number 5. There is no time slip. Something happened. Unfortunately, the thing screwed up. I don't know if they put the wrong window number in or what, but I didn't get a slip. What I can tell you is the pass felt really good. And if you watch the video, it actually went 11.19 at 118, which would suggest that was the lowest 60 foot of the night. The rear shocks were still at 6 and 13. It did bounce the tire a little bit. I noticed that on the slow mo version. That's why early this week you guys saw slow mo version. The front stayed on the same, so really tight compression to keep the front end coming up. Rebound. If you go over here and we look at the tune-up in it, so we dropped it back down to 5.5 pounds a dome. Not only that, we actually took that 5.5 and even at 0.2 seconds, we were still at 5.5. So basically we rolled less boost in and less RPM in, so 3,600. So we hit the tire and then tried to roll the boost into the thing. So I can't remember how soon we brought it in. Let's see here. 0, oops, bear with me. So 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 1, 120. So we brought it in 120. So, and this might be lying us, so I actually might have modified that. The nice part about saving these tunes is I can always revert back. So if I find something that works, then I can start with that and go a little bit slower. But as you can see, we launched on less. We brought the boost in slower. So that explains it. That trap speed in that time would suggest that the 60 foot was definitely lower. But we'll never know. So I've learned a lot. I know this is, to some people this isn't interesting. For me, it's just a learning experience. I think one of the two biggest things are going to happen is, first off, the shock. The front and the rear shocks are going to have to be revalved. There's no doubt about that. The second thing is I do want to get that pro bracket radial, because they don't radial prep that track, and I don't think these tires are real forgiving. I mean, I'm probably beating my brains out in with those tires and kind of my worst enemy. But there's no doubt that the anti-roll bar and the shock stuff helped. The power management is definitely helping. It's a lot of data, a lot of adjustment. I'm just learning a lot. Eventually, I'm going to start actually putting that information in here under the log so we can look it all up. But again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. We are going back to test and tune tomorrow night, hopefully, if everything works. I ran out of CO2. But yeah, so hopefully we can experiment around. There's a couple things I'm going to try. More compression in the rear, maybe a little more tire pressure, and then we're going to play with the power management, and maybe hit it with even lower boost, but ramp it in faster to see if we can get it to bite, the tires to bite in, and then the thing to take off, get that 60 down. The only other thing I noticed is we are down on mile an hour. This thing's, this thing's been 127, 126. So down on mile an hour would suggest that we're down on power. That might be just a simple ignition time, throw a little bit more ignition time at it, and it might be okay. Who knows? Maybe it's the time has finally run up for the motor and she's hurt. I mean, it doesn't act like it's hurt. It doesn't smoke, but it doesn't mean there couldn't be something in there going on. But again, thanks for watching, and look for something to come out about this next testing tune on Friday.